Hi everyone, this is Jackie here from Celtic Vision and welcome to today's reading. It's a general reading for May 2020. So what's going to be happening in May 2020? What kind of predictions do we have? So we've three piles. Pile number one is, I think it's called a rock rose. It's a type of selenite crystal. Pile number two is orange calcite and pile number three is fusite, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. So there you go. Now the timestamps are in the description box below, and if you'd like to take a moment and choose which pile resonates, then we'll get started. And we've pile number one with the type of selenite crystal. And the first card here, which represents the underlying energy for the month, is the King of Swords. So I'll just leave that there. And we have Temperance, the Fool, Two of Wands, Nine of Wands, Go for Your Dreams, Four of Cups, the Chariot, Temperance, Seven of Pentacles, Blossoming Abundance, Decisions, Magician and the Mirror, Abundance, Wisdom, and Spirit of Air. I'll just put that over here. Okay. So people, May 2020, what's coming in for you guys? Okay. Well, the underlying energy, we have the King of Swords. And the energy of the King of Swords is all about making intelligent and wise decisions for the future. It's about clarity. So I see clarity is definitely coming in for you in May. So if things have been a little confused, or you're not quite sure of where you're going, this will all be clearer in May. And I see here we have the Temperance card. So I'm getting the feeling that for some of you, things have been you've been doing a lot of juggling up until now, maybe a lot of responsibilities, and you haven't necessarily been able to focus on your own desires, your own dreams, because I'm seeing here Go for Your Dreams card. So really the month of May is about more focusing on what you want and acting on making that happen. Now that's not always easy when you have a lot of other responsibilities and maybe you're busy looking after other people and you just haven't had the time to be able to look after yourself. But it is important that you start to look at that, and in May it will become clear what you need to do, because underneath the Temperance card will be the Four of Cups, and this kind of like represents you feeling bored and maybe a bit despondent and a bit kind of fed up with the way things are. So it's time to shake it up, and May is definitely the month for that to start to come about, because we have the Fool card. And this is all about new beginnings, new adventures, and taking the leap, not being afraid to take the risk. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do everything in May, but just take little baby steps. It's not just about thinking about what you want to do, it's about putting it into action. So for some of you, this will be, it could be you want a different job, or you want to maybe work for yourself, or it could be a new relationship, or whatever it is. This is a general card reading, so it will be different things for different people. But whatever it is that you want, whatever your dream is, or that desire you've had inside that you haven't really given much attention to, May is the time for you to really start paying attention to it. And we have the Chariot card here. And this is saying to me, particularly under the Fool, that it's a card of action. So it's saying just take little baby steps, take any steps, and enter into that energy of doing what you need to do. And this is all about overcoming challenges to really focus on your desires and your ambitions. And that's, as I said, that's what May is all for. And I know change can be a bit daunting for some people, but we have the Two of Wands here, and you see this lady here, and she's looking out the window at the possibilities, but she's kind of caught between leaving the comfort of her own home and getting out there, and that probably will be a challenge for some of you. You may not be totally happy where you're at, but it's comfortable and you're not sure, you're a bit fearful maybe about making a move. But the cards are saying no, just do what you need to do, because we've Temperance here again, and Temperance has said it's all about bringing balance to your life and healing whatever needs to be healed. You need to do this for yourself. You owe it to yourself, particularly if you've been someone that has been taking care of people all along and not necessarily taking care of yourself to the same degree. It's really important to give that to yourself now, and that's what May is all about. As I said, go for your dreams. And May is about focusing on it, getting clear in your mind, bringing clarity to your mind, and then the start of some little action towards bringing that about. And the wonderful thing here is we have 2 cards that mention abundance. This card mentions blossoming abundance, and this card is specifically about an increase in wealth and finances. And for some people it will even be sudden wealth or sudden increase in finances, something that you didn't expect. Because I know if you want to make changes, and if some of you may need finances to do that, this card is saying don't worry about it. This will come in. The finances will be there, or the wealth, whatever you need, the resources that you need to make the change that you need are on their way. And as I said, for some it will be totally sudden and unexpected from wherever the source of the wealth and finances. But it's definitely there. So it's really down to you to make the decision of what you want, and the decision to take the action to go for it, and to trust yourself. Because the wonderful thing is we have this great card here, Magician and the Mirror, and it does remind me of the Magician card in the Tarot deck number 1, although this is 53. And it's all about manifestation, and really it's up to you to manifest what you want. You're going to have to take the steps. This card as well, Blossoming Abundance, it is about abundance, but you need to still take some action towards it. And with the Magician, you got to put the energy into manifesting what you want. It isn't necessarily going to fall into your lap. Put the energy towards it, focus on it, and it'll come to you. And certainly with the Abundance card here, another lovely card saying it's all lined up for you. It really is. Just take a little step in the direction of what you want. It won't necessarily land in your lap, but put your thoughts and attention towards it and it will come to you. Yeah, it's like things are lining up for you. And then we have the Wisdom card. And this is saying that things may have been rocky in your life, or things may not look good. And even in May you may think, oh gosh, what's going on here? But this card is saying things may be rocky and stormy on the surface, but underneath great things are happening. Changes are being brought about that may not be obvious now, but will be down the line, and you will certainly reap the rewards of them. So in other words, have faith, trust that everything will turn out for the best, and just focus on your dreams. Don't be afraid to do that. Take baby steps even for all of that. And this other card here, Spirit of Air, another lovely card. And this is about clarity as well. So clarity, definitely one of the big themes for next month, or for May I should say. Clarity, it's about clarity, bringing clarity to your thoughts and your actions. And also it's a card of transformation as well, and letting go of what you don't want. Because sometimes we do have to let go of things in order for other things to come in. And if we're very busy doing things, we may not have the space in our heads to really focus on what we want. So it is saying let go of anything, any clutter, both physical clutter but also mental clutter that you don't need. And if there's people not supporting you, well then just leave them be, let them say what they have to say, but you just do what you need to do. Don't get too caught up in their dramas. You focus on your own now. So clarity is required for and clarity of thought and action. And good things will come. Yeah. So there you go, folks. So if you like this reading, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And we've pile number 2, which is the orange calcite. And the first card here is the Queen of Swords, and this card represents the underlying energy for the month. So we'll just leave that there. And we have the Hierophant, Lovers in reverse, Page of Wands, the Wheel, Sun, the Hanged Man, Queen of Cups, the Tower. Okay. Claim your art, healthcare change, adventures, enlightenment, door to personal healing and happiness, woman holding a coin, and flowing river. Okay, put that over there. Okay, so folks, May 2020, what's coming in for you guys? Right, what's coming in for you guys? There's a lot of healing in these cards. And yeah, we'll start with the Queen of Swords. This is the underlying energy for the month. So the energy of the Queen of Swords, this is telling me that you're going to be, well, the Queen of Energy, a Queen of Swords, she's somebody who, excuse the expression, but cuts through the crap. She's honest and open in her communication. There's a clarity to her thoughts and actions. And yeah, she clears out what's no longer needed, and she does it in a kind manner, of course. So this tells me that, yeah, you'll be having, it's similar to pile number 1, which was also the King of Swords. So there'll be more clarity coming in the month of May for you. Yeah. And we have flowing river here. So this is saying to go with the flow, with whatever happens, whatever's coming in May, to just go with the flow. And if you find that your life isn't flowing or hasn't been flowing the way you wanted it to go, I suppose there can be a few reasons why that can be. And sometimes we can try to control things too much. So this card is saying just to let go of control. If you are someone who maybe has control issues, then just try and let that go. Now this is a general card reading, so not everything will resonate. Now likewise, if someone is trying to control you, then maybe let them go. So just look at control issues. Look at the dialogue, the self-dialogue, and any self-criticism there. Let that go as well, because sometimes that can really stop us from moving with the flow, or judging ourselves too harshly, or judging others. So it's just a call to go with the flow, try and let go of any behaviours, thoughts or actions that are basically sabotaging us, really is what it's going on here. And as I said, there's a lot of healing in these cards. Yeah. And we can see, first of all, we have the Hierophant here. This almost represents you. It's kind of saying that you're going to have the chance, the opportunity now in May to really, as I said, raise your consciousness. Let go of what you no longer need. Focus on yourself more. And I'm saying that in a positive manner. Become more aware of what you want in your life. We have the card here, Claim Your Art. It's asking you to claim who you really are. Now we don't always know who we really are, and it can be a bit of a process, but what do you want? What do you like doing? Really start asking yourself those questions and do what you need to do to, start bringing more joy and happiness into your life. Because we have the Lovers card here in reverse, and that can indicate a relationship that's maybe a little dysfunctional, or codependent behavior, or sometimes it can be a situation, not just a relationship. It could be a situation that's no longer serving you, and it can require you to, it's asking you to to bring more self-love into your life. Love yourself more. Let go of any of these. If it is a codependent relationship, then really need to look at that and start letting go of what you no longer need. But it's about self-love, really, and that's what all of this is about, self-love and healing. And we have the Hanged Man. And this is saying to really start looking at things from a different perspective and have patience with yourself, you know, because there's changes coming in, and there's some really lovely cards here. We have a woman holding a coin. Now, if you are a woman, this could represent you. And holding the coin, it's about an increase in, could be wealth, as in finances, or health. So it's a good omen. Likewise, it could indicate a woman coming into your life that will help you in terms of your finances. So an improvement in your finances and or health. So that's a good sign. So for May, that's what's coming into you. And we have here door to personal healing and happiness. Now, as I said, for some of you, there will be some healing you're going to really start looking at in May. And this card can also indicate maybe, and this isn't relevant for everyone, but for some you may decide to do some personal healing around, say, addictions, for instance, or just bad habits that aren't serving you. And that will bring that will be a very good thing for you to do, and it'll bring you much happiness in the long run if you actually start addressing any issues that you feel have been holding you back. Because we have healthcare change here, and this card can mean many things. And for some, it can indicate whatever you do over here can have a positive impact on your health. So if it is an addiction, by addressing that, it can really lead to an improvement in your health. Or if you just decide to change your diet, maybe you're not eating well. All these things can really help your health. And of course, any healing that you do here, and that increases your happiness or your well-being, that's all has knock-on effects, good effects on your immune system. It raises your immune system, which is what we need to be doing these days with the times that are in it. So we raise our immune systems, we're less likely to get other illnesses out there. So now with healthcare change as well, it can also indicate that some of you may be thinking about changing your profession or your career. You're thinking at moving into healthcare, because I see a lot of healing energy on these cards. So some of you actually are healers, whether you realise it or not, and it may be something that you've been thinking about moving into that area, either as a nurse or a doctor, or even like a homeopath or an acupuncturist or a healer, something in that line. That is something for some of you to think about. But we have the Wheel of Fortune here. This is a wonderful card. So it's saying that in May, this is all about fate and destiny. Whatever challenges you've been going through up to now, things are about to change, and change for the better for you. And it's funny, we have the Tower card beneath it. So I think you may have a Tower moment in May where you either sudden change in your life, or in your mind you've made a decision to change things in your life, and it could be as a result of your healing experience over here. And whatever changes you make as a result of this it's good for you. It's going to be the start of a good cycle for you. So this is good. This Tower moment will work out really well for you. Yeah. And I see here we have the Page of Wands, and this is all about passion and energy. And as it's a page, it's kind of an immature energy, but so it's kind of saying that really start focusing on yourself more. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Because as I said, we have the Queen of Cups here, and some of you are definitely very intuitive, very psychic, and maybe it's something you haven't considered investigating or developing more, but definitely it's something that you could look at, and also it can indicate healing as well. So as I said, looking back and exploring that more, if that's something you had considered or might consider. But definitely May is the month where the timing is right for all of these things. Yeah. And over here we have adventures, and this card is saying that there's great adventures in store for you, but also it's saying that situations that you may currently be in, or maybe relationships or something that you may be boring you, or you just think, God, this isn't for me. The card is saying sometimes the situation may not be exactly how it seems, that if you look at it from a different point of view, there may be more to it. It may be more exciting than you ever thought possible. So just keep, don't just dismiss things or people because you think, don't be quick to dismiss. Just to have a, broaden your horizons a little and see, look at things from a different point of view. It may surprise you, but this card is great, saying there's great adventures in store for you, which is lovely. And then enlightenment. Wow. So it's saying that in the month of May, you will be becoming more and more enlightened within yourself, more about yourself. You're learning more about yourself. It'll be the start of a new journey for you. More wisdom, more healing. As I said, there's a lot of healing here for you guys. So yeah, so go with the flow, and don't be too hard on yourself or others. If you're someone that is quite self-critical, then maybe just step back from that, let it go. Go with the flow, and by going with the flow, it'll open more doors for you, and more opportunities will open up, and some wonderful things are coming towards you. But it looks like May is the start of that process. So there you go, folks. So if you like this reading, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And we've pile number 3, which is the Fusite crystal. And the cards are, the first one there's the Page of Swords, and this represents the energy for the month, the underlying energy for the month. So I'll just leave it there. Ace of Cups, Judgment. Two of Cups, Strength, the World, Knight of Swords, Eight of Rods in reverse, the Devil in reverse, Body Changes, Appreciation, Door to Spirit, Be Patient, Openness, Simplicity, and Sweat Lodge. Okay, guys, so May 2020, what's coming in for you guys? Well, we look at the underlying energy, which is the Page of Swords. And this is another Swords card. The last 2 readings we had, the Queen and the King of Swords. So, yeah, well, the Page of Swords represents very much about learning and expanding your consciousness and opening up to new opportunities. It's got that type of, and there's a restless energy to it as well. So really, I see big changes coming in for you, or starting, I should say, in May. And it's more, I think, more to do with self-awareness. But anyway, we'll have a look at the cards here. We have Sweat Lodge, and I can see I'm drawn to Simplicity as well. These 2 cards are very similar. It's talking about doing a type of detox, not just of the body, but body, mind and soul, spirit. Letting go of what you no longer need. And that could be relationships, it could be jobs, it could be, make the changes you need or start taking baby steps even to make changes in your life that you want. And it can be as simple as just decluttering your home, just getting rid of crap that you no longer need. Opening up your energies, because there's some great changes coming in for you guys. I said a lot of self-awareness. We have the Strength card here, and it's saying to me that in May you're going to start really, it's like something clicks and you really start to stand in your own power. You really feel that strength within, and it's something that, like we have the Devil in reverse, it's like any past self-criticism, negative thinking, self-sabotage starts to drop away, or you become more aware of it, I should say, and you realize the impact it's having on your life, and you're kind of going, yeah, I've finished with that now. I'm really going to start paying attention to letting that go. So you really tune into the strength within, and it's really, really nice. And you start to appreciate yourself. Here's a card of appreciation. You see this woman here, this, say, represents you, for instance, standing there strong, smelling the roses, and quite peaceful. That's kind of where you're heading. And I see a lot of, spiritual energy here as well, but we have the Ace of Cups. And of course the Ace of Cups, this talks about new beginnings. And generally in terms of love, now this can be romance. I mean, I'm talking about relationships here. It could be a romantic relationship for some, but for others it can be just relationships, friendships, connections in a job. It could be good connections at work that really, really are positive and work out for you. But I think for a lot of you, it's more about reconnecting to yourself, really getting in touch with your true self, tapping into your own heart energy. It's absolutely lovely. And underneath it we have the World card, and this is about, it's like a new level of consciousness. You raise your consciousness. It's lovely. Yeah. Now for some it can also mean travel, and of course things in general as a result of COVID will start to, I think, ease up in terms of travel restrictions in May, so maybe some of you will be travelling more. Could mean that as well. But definitely in general there's a great growth in self-awareness. We have the Judgment card. Look at this, is you, right? Letting go of your own self-judgments that have been holding you back. And with Judgment card, it's about new beginnings, so you're starting a new stage. So May really heralds the beginning of a new phase for you, and it'll be a great phase. And underneath it we have the Knight of Swords, and whatever you learn here, you really become an example for others. You know, you become a shining example for others. Others will look at you and it will inspire them. Yeah, and the Two of Cups, another beautiful card. There again, this can refer to romance. Sometimes it talks about kindred spirits or soulmates, but it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship at all. It's a coming together of people, or it could be some sort of collaboration or cooperation at work, for instance. Just community, or the other thing is coming back to yourself, finding yourself again. Harmony, it talks about harmony. It can talk about spirituality, but harmony and love. And for a lot of you, you'll find that within yourself. Yeah. And it's really beautiful. We have the Door to Spirit card here. And this is about spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. And this is really what it's all about, I think, for you. You're really getting in touch with yourself, and with not just with spirit, but with your own spirit. And for some of you are intuitive, some of you are very intuitive, you may not even realize it, but this card is saying start to open up to that possibility and develop that if you wish. And if you're wondering how you do that, well, there's lots of ways you can start to develop your intuition. I mean, you can even just Google it online. I mean, there's plenty of books on the subject, YouTube videos, that kind of thing. Exercises you can do to start opening up your intuition. It can also mean as well, because there's definitely healing energy here, some of you may be healers, not realize it, or suddenly realizing it and want to explore it. It's a bit like in the last reading. So if that's something that you want to do, by all means, explore that. But you have there's an important energy here with you, and it's something that's going to be a real inspiration for other people. So, yeah, it's wonderful. Absolutely. We've the openness card. It says be open to opportunities around you. But I think you are, in May you will start to really realize, you'll start to look at what's going on around you and opportunities opening up for you. So, and as I said, let go of what you don't need so you can free up your energy to allow these things to come in. Yeah. And be patient with yourself. There is a bit of a restless energy about some of you, but the card said just be patient. Take your time. You don't have to do everything overnight. And May is just the start of the process. Getting back in touch with yourself, really. And it is wonderful. And just be patient. Be patient with yourself and be patient with others. But it is all about self-awareness, self-love. This Ace of Cups, just such a beautiful card. You see, heart here. And that's, for me, it is more about self-love than anything else. And we have this Body Changes card. So for some of you are going through some changes, with physical changes, and I think I'm getting, for a lot of you, it could be more a time of life, as in, okay, we have different stages. We have puberty, we have pregnancy, we have menopause, and some of you certainly may be pregnant at the moment. Others of you may be heading for menopause, but when I say menopause, perimenopause, that stage before menopause, and that can start very young, and that can really trigger different things within the body going on, and it can be quite difficult for people as well, particularly if they don't understand the changes going on in their body. So I suppose this card is saying, be patient with yourself and get the help that you need. There's plenty of support out there, so there's no need to go through any of these changes or challenges on your own. I'm not saying that these changes, these body changes, are a bad thing. It's just sometimes we don't always understand them. So just get the help and support you need, or talk to somebody about it if you don't understand what's happening. Yeah, so be patient with yourself and with others. Okay. So there you go. So folks, if you like this reading, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.